Hello there, and welcome to Landscape Stories. Have you ever wondered about the epic story behind the breathtaking Grand Canyon? Imagine diving into a story that spans nearly 2 billion years, all carved into existence by the relentless forces of nature. Picture the Colorado River, for example, the master sculptor cutting through rock layer after rock layer, creating a masterpiece of cliffs, peaks, and valleys that stretch as far as the eye can see. From the ancient Vishnu Basement Rocks at the bottom to the diverse ecosystem thriving at its rim, the Grand Canyon is a living timeline of Earth's history. So buckle up because we're about to embark on a journey through time, exploring the grandeur and mystery of one of the world's most iconic natural wonders. Ready to get mind blown? Let's dive into the Grand Canyon's incredible story. Imagine the Grand Canyon as the ultimate stories book of Earth, but instead of pages, it's made of rocks and cliffs that take you on a journey through time. This place isn't just a stunning view, it's like a treasure chest of secrets about our planet, recognized worldwide and protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. To read this epic story, you start at the bottom of the canyon where the oldest tales are buried. Then, as you climb up towards the rim, you're time traveling closer to the present. Each layer of rock is a different chapter, telling us about the Earth's past in a way no words could tell. So that's cool, right? So now it's time for you to help us write our epic story. And to do that, give us a thumbs up and smash the subscribe button to stay updated with Earth science. So at the very bottom of the Grand Canyon, you have got the oldest rocks in the whole place, and they are seriously ancient, like 1.7 billion years old. These are not your average rocks. We are talking about a mix of metamorphic rocks, which have been changed by extreme heat and pressure, and igneous rock, rocks that were formed from cooling down lava or magma. The cool part? The igneous rocks that barge in are known as Zoroaster granite. Together, this whole rock crew is called the Vishnu Basement Rocks. Picture these rocks as a blend of schist, the metamorphic kind with sparkly crystals, and tough granite, the igneous type. So this rock combo is like a time capsule from the Paleozoic era, which is a scientific term for a really, really long time ago, when Earth was going through its awkward teenage phase. When John Wesley Powell and his team were mapping the Grand Canyon, they saw this part and called it the Granite Gorge because of all the granite. But here's the kicker. These rocks tell the epic tale of how North America was born. Imagine volcanic island smashing into the continent, causing all this drama underground with heat and pressure, making metamorphic rocks. And the action didn't stop there. Volcanoes kept erupting and more igneous rocks kept forming. It's like the earth was cooking up a recipe for a continent. And alright, moving up from the bottom of the Grand Canyon, we hit the middle layer called the Grand Canyon Supergroup. This layer is mostly made up of sandstone and mudstone, which are types of sedimentary rocks. Think about sand and mud getting packed down over a long time. There's also a bit of igneous rock thrown into the mix. These rocks are from the late Proterozoic era, which means they are just a tad younger than those ancient basement rocks below. Now, don't expect to find a bunch of dinosaur bones or anything here because this was way before complex life started showing up on Earth. The coolest fossils you will find are stromatolites, which are like these tower structures built by layers of cyanobacteria, a type of really basic life form. The fact that there's sandstone and stromatolites around suggests this place used to be a shallow sea. One quirky thing about the Grand Canyon Supergroup is that its layers are tilted, making them stand out from the layers above and below, which are flat. This tilt is what geologists call an angular unconformity. And to top it off, the surface of these layers got worn down over time, creating what's known as the Great Unconformity. So when you are checking out the canyon, you are literally looking at layers of Earth histories getting more recent as you climb up. Next up in the Grand Canyon's epic rock lineup are the Paleozoic Strata. These are the layers that give the Grand Canyon its signature look. Those iconic reddish layers that pop up in pretty much every picture you have seen. They are sitting right on top of the Great Unconformity, making them way younger than the hard rock layers we talked about earlier. What's cool about the Paleozoic layers? Well, they are jam-packed with fossils, unlike the older layers below. We are talking about a bunch of small sea critters that used to live here, like brachiopods, think tiny clam cousins, bryozoans, which are kind of like coral, actual coral, and crinoids, sea lilies, but not actually flowers. The fact that we find all these fossils in sandstone is a dead giveaway that this place used to be a warm, shallow sea. So, when you are looking at those reddish rocks, you are basically seeing the remains of an ancient beaches and marine life that existed millions of years ago. Pretty wild, right? Let's talk about what makes the Grand Canyon, well, the Grand Canyon. It's not just about the old rocks, it's about how young the canyon itself is compared to those rocks. The whole place is a massive spectacle of width and depth, showcasing all those rock layers we have been chatting about. So here's the deal. After all those layers of rocks settled down, the Earth decided to do a bit of a stretch. We call this uplift, thanks to plate tectonics pushing a chunk of the Earth upwards. This set the perfect stage for the Grand Canyon to start its journey. With the ground raised up, water from the Colorado River began its magic act, slicing through the rock over millions of years to carve out the canyon we see today. But get this, while the rocks at the bottom are ancient, the canyon itself started forming only about 5 million years ago. That's super young in Earth years. The canyon didn't just pop up overnight. It's been a work in progress with the Colorado River cutting deeper and wider at different times. Imagine the river in turbo mode, powering through the rock to shape the canyon. And the story's not over yet. The river's still at it, constantly changing the canyon bit by bit. Scientists are all over this, studying how the river moves, how it carries sediment, and how it shapes the land. The Grand Canyon story is still being written, and it's pretty wild to think we are watching it happen. To wrap it all up, the Grand Canyon isn't just a stunning natural wonder, it's a living, breathing history book of Earth. The canyon itself is a youthful feature on this ancient landscape, sculpted by the relentless Colorado River over the mere blink of an eye in a geological time. From the uplift that set the stage to the ongoing dance of erosion and sedimentation, the Grand Canyon is a masterpiece of natural forces at work. It's a place where you can literally walk through time, exploring the layers of Earth's past while witnessing the ongoing story of nature's powers and persistence. Thanks for joining us on this adventure, and if you are fascinated by how our planet is shaped by forces unseen, check our previous video right here. Give us a thumbs up, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to Landscape Stories. And well, don't forget to tell us what mysteries of our planet captivated you. Share your thoughts and suggestions for future exploration in the comments below. Your curiosity might just be our next adventure, alright? Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and stay curious.